Okay, I heard what you're saying. So would you take a high-functioning man making $50,000 a year?
That wouldn't fit my lifestyle.
So you wouldn't take him?
Not because he makes $50,000. As his self-esteem starts to dip, at that point, a woman starts to lose respect because I can only respect you at the level that you respect yourself. So why would I put a man in a position that is called selfish to me? And to me, that's a little narcissistic of a woman to say, I'm gonna put you in this position, knowing I'm gonna have to have full control, knowing I'm gonna have to take full care of you.
Welcome back to the channel, ThonLexy here with another reaction. I was watching this clip of Dr. Cheyanne Bryant. She was talking to this married couple, and they started to ask her some challenging questions about dating and relationships. And I think that they did it intentionally, knowing that Dr. Cheyanne Bryant tends to go on these shows and say ridiculous things and have interesting, thought-provoking, if you want to call it that, talking points when it comes to dating and relationships. And they asked her if she would date a guy who made $50K. And of course, her answer was abysmal. We're going to get into it. Let's not waste 1 minute.
Dang. Okay. How can a low-value man be high-functioning?
Yeah.
Okay. So I want to clear this up.
Okay.
Kevin Samuels used his low value or his term of value as the noun of value, which is morals and values, which I love that too. I loved his term as well, right? Morals and values of a person. I use the value term as an adjective word.
I don't know if she knows what she's talking about. It wasn't just about morals and values when it came to his value system. A man's finances came into play. How he stood out amongst his peers came into play. A lot of things came into play. It wasn't just morals. Women want to be a part of these conversations, but they don't listen to anything that men say in the conversations.
Okay, so what I just heard? Blah, 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 blah.
Let's get back into it.
Which is value in your success, your accolades, your money, your relationships, what you got going on socially, economically. So when I say a man can be low value, that just means that he doesn't make a lot of money. His economic status isn't high. He's not affluent. High functioning just means that this man has emotional intelligence. He has ability to regulate his emotions. He has ability to sit and create resolve with us and not bring in more impairment into our conversation, right? A perfect example of high functioning is what me and your beautiful wife just did.
Yeah.
We had a perception exchange. There's things that she heard me say that she pushed back on, but there was never a time where our emotions wouldn't allow us to receive each other.
Right.
Yeah,
And still not have a respectful conversation. And after this, still give a hug and love on each other and have a glass of wine if we wanted to, right? So again, low value man is a man who just economically isn't affluent.
Gotcha.
Doesn't make a lot of money, just to put it out there easy. High functioning means this man can have a conversation.
Okay.
This man can regulate his emotions. He can receive a difference in opinion.
Okay.
Right? He is not fleeing or sabotaging the conversation as soon as things don't go his way. Because
I'm not going to pause this too frequently, but you guys are going to see throughout the duration of this that she's going to move in and out of making you think that she's okay with dating a guy who makes less than 100K, and also in moving to a place where she doesn't really value that guy and she doesn't think that that guy is up to par for her life. Let's get into it.
his inability to sit in uncomfortable emotions or sit in discomfort when the table isn't turning to him. Just like a high-value, low-functioning man, which is a lot of men who, many men who are in power are high-value, low-functioning. High-value meaning what? They got the money, they got the value, they got the home, they got the real estate portfolio, they got the yacht, they can travel, right? They can in their illusion,
everything you want,
in their fake fairy tale ideology, can purchase a woman. Woman can't be bought. That's a whole nother episode.
Now, who the fuck said that?
Here we go with the Kendra G rhetoric. You want a high value man, but you don't really value anything that comes along with a high value man. Kendra G always says, oh, I want a guy who makes X amount of dollars. But every guy who makes X amount of dollars, he's a cheater. So I'm looking for the guy who makes that amount of dollars who isn't a cheater. And it's like, if the world has already shown you that these guys exercise options when they have them, either you're going to have to deal with who that guy is, or you're going to have to find something to do.
And men are getting exactly what they're paying for.
And what you say that, what you mean?
They getting what they paying for. That's
Like,
You ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
They getting either vagina, an
Yeah.
STD, or a
Yeah.
baby mama.
Okay.
That's it. That's all you buying. You can't buy substance. You can't buy love. You can't buy this.
No.
You can't buy
No,
marriage.
no, no, no.
This ain't bought. Okay,
No.
this ain't bought. This is built.
mm-hmm.
This is built.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
intimacy. This is love. This is
Yeah.
conversation. This is love each other by knowledge of each
Yeah.
other. This can't be bought.
For sure.
Yeah.
You have a woman.
Well, you can't buy love, but
Okay.
you can buy a woman, though.
You better believe that if this man could not pay this woman's bill sitting here, that regardless of how much they loved each other, eventually a conversation was going to be had. I love when women who have diluted perspectives try to come up to people who are winners and try to assume to know how they got there. And they don't even have it themselves. You don't know why they're together. You don't know what he bought. You don't know what the terms of their relationship is, how transactional it is or not. You're making an assumption based off of just your short, quick feel of these people. Let's get back into it.
Might not
You
love
can buy a body.
Okay.
There you go.
You can buy a vessel.
Okay.
You can have an exchange for a service from a woman, whether it's time, sex, or time or sex. Oh, I'm sorry. Time or sex. Oh, I'm sorry. Those aren't substances, right? So you can buy those. That's called solicitation and prostitution. Okay, I'm back. Now you
Okay.
asked about high functioning and low value.
Yeah.
A high function, high value, low functioning guy has a lot of money. That's value, but he has low functioning behavior. He can't process his emotions. He has a lot of narcissistic characteristics. If the
Okay.
conversation goes in a way that doesn't work for him, guess what? On to the next.
It's a
Or
lot of
he's
men
gonna
like that.
sabotage. Yeah. Or he doesn't want to have this conversation anymore. Or you just not conducive for him.
Okay.
Right? So
Women need to stop
in
using
that
this narcissistic word,
circumstance
this
I just
narcissist
described,
word.
that's a man who is more than likely doing what? Buying a woman.
So
Or let
tell
me
me,
say better, buying a body. Because
So-
you can't buy a woman, you're buying a
Buy a
body.
body.
You're buying a body.
so tell me this. So would a woman prefer a low value, high functioning man? Is that something you would prefer?
A woman?
No, I'm
Or me?
speaking to you.
Oh, me. So I love that. So if I had to choose between a high value, low functioning, right? Or high functioning, low value man, I would take the low value, high functioning.
You would?
I have to have a man who loves me, supports me, who understands intimacy,
Remember
not just
that she
sex.
said that.
Who can hold a conversation with me, an intellectual conversation, who can be transactional and relational with me, who, when my strong opinion gets strong, he can sit in the discomfort of that. When his strong opinion gets strong, I can sit in that discomfort and still make him dinner. I can still make sure daddy has what he needs in the morning for work.
Gotcha.
I can still make sure that he is
Notice as she runs down these lists, it's always comparing the men and the woman. It's always framed to where the woman is being brought to the same level of importance or the same level of leadership, same level of being heard. It's all to equalize everything, which is a modern day idea. And men don't favor it because men, at the end of the day, we're going to end up having to be responsible for more things. We're going to have to do more of the heavy lifting. Guys are there for more moral reasons than the woman a lot of times. A lot of times, guys are there because they actually care for the woman. We're not there to survive like the woman. We're not there to secure a lifestyle for children or anything like that. We're here literally just to be with the woman. Something to think about. Let's get back into it.
well taken care
Would
of.
you
I'm
still
not denying
respect him
him.
like a high value man?
Yes.
Okay.
So at this point in your
Yes.
life,
Now, let me be clear. I didn't say a man who was lazy or broke or didn't work, because low value men just means they make less money. They're not men that don't work. These men are educated. These men are working. They're blue collar men. Blue collar men make six figures. They make six figures.
I mean, they make six. I feel if a man makes six figure, I don't really classify him as low value, man. If you reach the six figure point,
So in
And the nerve of you to try to act as if you respect blue collar men, but you're calling men who make six figures low value. And you're right, blue collar men do build society. He shouldn't have even had to correct you.
this is the thing, right?
this is
Low-
very subjective.
There you go.
Yeah.
We agree on that. Low value is subjective.
okay.
I always say, for me personally, I'm not clocking the dollar amount that my husband makes. It's what lifestyle can we provide ourselves and our family collectively.
Ma'am, that's just another way of tracking what he earns. If you know that one man can only buy a Honda Accord and another guy can buy the newest model of a Tesla, you know that one guy makes more than the other guy. Just because you don't know the specific dollar amount doesn't mean that you're completely void of caring about the guy's money. But I think that's what you would like us all to believe.
So
It's a lifestyle we can provide because you don't need a lot of money for certain lifestyles.
Okay, I heard what you're saying. So would you take a high functioning man making $50,000 a year?
That wouldn't fit my lifestyle.
So you wouldn't take him?
Not because he makes 50,000.
Why?
Then it's
Right?
because he makes
It
50,000.
is because he
Hold
makes
on.
50 high functioning.
It's not
can't make this shit
the
up.
judgment of the dollar amount.
What is
it's
it?
because of where I'm at in my lifestyle. So it wouldn't
Oh.
be equally yoked. It wouldn't be yin yang for me. Now, let's just say
So that's the reason, though.
That's the
Dr.
reason.
Cheyanne, because you said you wouldn't take him if he made 50,000. It's not about judgment. It's about the fact that you
It's
just
about the,
can't
like,
pay
he
for
can't-
what you need
Yeah.
to
what
pay
I'm saying
for,
is
right?
if a woman is in the space where she's making $80,000
Uh-huh.
and this man can add to whatever her lifestyle is and he makes 50,000, for her that is conducive. I'm not going to say the amount I make, but I do really, really well.
Yeah.
And so if I got with a man who was making $50,000, I would be the breadwinner and I would be taking full care of him.
We already have a problem because you're acting as if he's coming into your world that you built up just because you have more money. You see how it isn't even about the actual dollar amount that you make. It's about your belief systems surrounding the money. Because you make more money, you're assuming that he wants to just move in on your wealth, not assuming that he's okay with his $50,000 a year lifestyle and you'll come be okay where he is. And you would save money if you learn to adjust to a $50,000 a year lifestyle. Now you have all of whatever money you make to, I don't know, invest in the family, maybe start a business for the family. Maybe you guys can reinvest the money together. Hell, maybe you can give him control of the money because you trust him, right? Because you picked him as your man. So you trust him to help you delegate where that money goes. Or maybe not, because you've worked so hard as an independent woman. There's just no way you could relinquish your control to a man.
How long will it give me to think it over?
Let's get back into it.
Wouldn't even be able to slightly provide.
That's
that
close.
would
That's
Total
what I was
sense.
at. It
Makes
makes
total
sense. It
sense.
makes
I
sense.
wouldn't take a man that's making
But what I'm
50,000
saying
either.
is, but it goes further than that because psychologically, that would impair that man. That would impact that man. I have yet to meet a man who doesn't want to be able to add or provide when he is saying, I'm ready to be a husband.
You know what would impact him negatively? A woman who is now treating him a certain kind of way because he isn't financially where she believes he should be. That's what will impact him negatively. And because men have seen other men go through this is why guys just don't really have much for career women and don't really care to entertain career women a lot of the times. Because a lot of you career women, you think that you're literally the boss. You can't just have your career and understand that the guy is still in the lead. That's usually the biggest problem. But let's continue.
And I'm ready to be a father. Those men who are family men, not street men, family men, they take pride in providing for their wives. And so if that man can't provide, that is a direct emasculation on its own.
I agree with all that.
Yeah, totally.
But I'm a little confused because you said it wouldn't be because he makes 50,000. But
Yeah.
that is the reason,
It
right?
is the
No.
reason.
Yeah, it's
I'm
like-
taking accountability and saying it would be because of what I make. It would be because of where I am in my life.
This is a serious issue that we've been seeing for a long time in this conversation. Women thinking that their money is some sort of leverage in the dating market. And it's funny, no matter how much men say that you guys' income does not matter when it comes to how we pick you, you still keep saying, well, I make this amount of money, so he needs to be able to make that. That's not how the dating market works. Men aren't going to just look at the fact that you make a lot of money and then say, oh, you know what? For me to date her, let me figure out a way to make more than her so that I can qualify. No, that's not how guys think. What happens is guys who make more than you will see if you qualify to come into their lifestyle. But you see a scenario where you never lose control. You see all worst case scenarios or all scenarios in the matter as scenarios where you're still in control because you've built a career and he's supposed to respect it.
Who the fuck are you?
Wouldn't be because you make $50,000, you ain't shit. It would be because of where I am in my life, right?
Right.
You just wouldn't be a good
Oh,
fit.
you're just so great.
I wouldn't be a good fit for you.
You're just so awesome.
Yeah, it's not me, because my thing is, I have friends who are married, who
you're
are
killing it.
making a certain amount. And they are very freaking happy and living a great lifestyle. It's all subjective. And so again, I would never tell a man, let me word it better, because you made 50,000, you can't be with me. That's not
That's
what I'm
what
saying.
you
I'm
just
saying is,
said.
I like the fact that I don't like you.
because of where I have grown and because of the lifestyle I became accustomed to, I wouldn't be a good fit for
That's
you.
the same thing.
What in the hell is happening right now? Because Dr. Cheyanne Bryant is one of the few women silly enough to wield this stupid logic around the internet. A lot of you women don't sound far from her perspective. She's just less conscious of how silly she sounds. Let's get back into it.
Can be to us because you're not the man I'm saying that to.
Okay, I get what
So
you're saying.
for me, because when I'm having a conversation with a man about this, my intention is never to emasculate him or never to make him feel small. So words do matter when it comes to a conversation you're having with someone when you intentionally are not trying to tell them you ain't good enough, bro.
It's the
Yeah,
same
but what if
thing.
he's
Whether
half
you say
he's
it or
half
not.
functioning, he making 50, he
making you feel
For
good.
beautiful.
me personally,
making you
that
feel
is-
good.
that is still a great man, but he's not conducive for where I am in my
Because
career
he don't make enough
as a
money for
woman.
you.
Because he couldn't sustain, and it would, in return,
You
affect
couldn't,
this
no,
man.
be honest, you couldn't respect him. You couldn't
No, I
respect
could
him.
respect him.
You can respect him?
Yes.
Well, then why wouldn't you take him? He make 50, he make you happy.
Because what happens is psychologically, when that man cannot provide for a woman of my caliber, it affects him. So as he becomes
agree.
emasculated, as his confidence starts to dip,
As he becomes emasculated, for a man to feel emasculated, something has to happen to him. I've seen men be involved with women who make more money, and it isn't until the woman starts wielding it around or acting as if that money changes some dynamic in the relationship that it becomes a problem. I've seen women who out-earn men, and they know to stay in their place, and they never even bring the money up. And they're willing to let him be in control of the money because of that very issue, and making sure that that money doesn't get in the way of him feeling like the man that she picked him to be. Let's get back into it.
as his self-esteem starts to dip, at that point, a woman starts to lose respect because I can only respect you at the level that you respect yourself. So why would I put a man in a position that is called selfish to me? And to me, that's a little narcissistic of a woman to say, I'm gonna put you in this position, knowing I'm gonna have to have full control, knowing I'm gonna have to take full care of you, and then just say, well, it's gonna affect you mentally.
Who the fuck you talking to?
Are you forgetting that this man makes $50,000? He's not looking for you to take full care of him. See, this is no different than Kendra G believing that because she makes a certain amount of money, that she needs a prenup on every guy that she deals with, even though she plans on dealing with a guy who makes more. So no matter what, these modern hyenas, they're safeguarding their independence in a way that's crossing over in a paranoia where they think everyone's trying to diminish it, everyone's trying to steal it away.
When it does, you know, I'll just roll on that and maybe either take advantage of your vulnerability or just say, well, you know, I can be the powerhouse. I can always look like the one that's the big shot or the big dog of this relationship.
Right.
No, I'm not here to make a man feel small.
There are plenty of women who can be in a relationship with a man who doesn't make as much as them, and they won't make him feel small. That's what you do. The issue is with this is women, you guys preach a lot about equality in this, that, and the other. But secretly, all along, you want somebody who's doing way better than you. That's the problem. You want to be on even's keel with us, and you want to be able to chest bump with us. But at the end of the day, we have to earn way more than you to get your respect. And since guys know this, what makes you think that once we start earning more, we're not going to exercise our options and be the men that we've always wanted to be, especially seeing that we had to beat out all of our peers just for you to look our way?
I'm here to make any man, whether it's my man or a man outside of me, to know he's a king. And he needs to be with the right fit to be kinged, because it will affect that man a lot more than it will
needs to be
affect
the
the
right
woman
fit to be
who is
kinged.
choosing him.
Do you
I
want
see
to
it
be
happening
Look
in
at
married?
my
that, y'all.
office
Y'all
all the
gotta
time.
pay.
Do you want to be married eventually?
Yes,
You do.
I will.
Okay, so
Yes.
let me ask you this. Why do you believe you're not married already?
Well, I mean, one, I wanted to wait until my career was fully, really to the space it is now. I wanted to make sure that I didn't have kids, for me personally, born in a deficit. They're born in equity, and equity is not just financial things, right, and accolades and things that I can offer surfacely or externally, but I wanted to make sure that I was in a place where I'm not just choosing a husband, but I'm choosing a father. A lot of women choose husbands, and then they go, he's not a great father. And of course, you don't know if he's good at either until you are in the experience of them.
She reminds me very much of Kendra G. These bitches might as well be roommates. Because Kendra G does the same thing with marriage. She says, well, I'll get married, but I don't want to just get married to anybody. It's like, who said that? That's not the question. We just asked, do you want to get married? Why do you have to go to something negative just because, and someone asked you if you would like to accomplish a specific thing, you were like, yes, but not under any negative circumstance. It's like the question was not, do you want to get married under any negative circumstance and get treated any kind of way? Nobody ever even said that.
That can help you choose better. Doesn't mean you're gonna choose perfect, and it doesn't mean that I'm exempt from divorce or I'm exempt from any of the things, because I'm not, that come with a marriage or a relationship whatsoever. But yeah, I wanted to wait until I am exactly where I am now. And so this year, I've said on other shows as well that I took my IUD out this year, and I am now ready to be married. Did it on the
You took that old ancient birth control out of you,
Nasty bitch.
and were you ready to crack those old eggs open? You and Kendra G, I should be roommates. You guys are perfect for each other. She's got her frozen egg, borderline 50 years old, yanking whatever that thing was that they took out. Let's get back into it.
terms, I think that marriage would be healthier, not perfect. Doesn't mean it's without problem. I think that it would be a happier marriage because you're doing it from a place of, I now as a woman or as a man, I'm ready, and I feel like I have the things I want to offer my partner, not what can I get from you.
Okay.
I want to get married because I'm lonely. I want to get married because, I need economic help here. I want to get married because I want to have someone look good on my arm. Those aren't reasons to get married. I now feel like I have the things I want to offer my husband, not just, what I had in the past, which would have been good enough because I was engaged, twice. But for me, I want to be able to be like, listen, I did all this work, baby, not just for me, but I had my husband in mind.
Think I'm not man enough to find my own fucking job?
Men are not looking for you to be a built-up man when we get to you. So you had two men who you were engaged to, and you were doing things that women historically are expected to do, and you said it was working, no problem. And then you left those situations to build yourself up and build up a career. Do you know that guys don't get to a woman as like, I make 6 figures. I'm glad that she's been hustling too. So now she got 6 figures and I got 6 figures. Double the money. Don't care if she can cook. Don't care if she's submissive. It's all about them trying to create an artificial level of significance when it comes to like their value or their financial value.
This entire time that I was building my career, that I was building, my family, which is my mother and my brothers and my siblings. I was building my character. I was building my way of being of service to my husband. And I was building my attitude of gratitude. I was fixing my abandonment. I was fixing the internal things that I felt would cause impairment through experience of other relationships I've been in. I was fixing knowing when to shut the hell up and allow him to just be a man. I was fixing my emotional intelligence. And so if people would work on themselves first, the relationship won't be perfect, but it'll damn sure be mature. It'll be emotionally intelligent, and it'll be a lot better than the relationships and marriages that are in my office and that I see everybody put a mask on about.
Okay, what you saying there, do you think your profession make you look at relationships and marriage different?
Well, who gave you these questions?
Nobody. These questions I got for you. I got a lot on my plate.
I love them. You said, do I think it makes me look at them?
Okay, I say, do you think your profession make you look at relationships and marriage different?
You know what? Not just my profession per se. It's the married couples who I know personally.
Okay.
Who are friends and family. There are more married couples that are engaging in infidelity than there are single people who are having sex.
That's crazy. Is that statistical, or you just think that? Like you just see that based on your perception of what you see?
I haven't researched it.
Okay.
To say studies. If I did, I would say.
So you haven't researched it. It's not based on anything legitimate. The Nia Long case study, once more, Kendra G does this as well. Now that marriage is further out of these post-wall, bitter women's grasp, now that it's harder to obtain than ever, now they want to act as if it's not that appealing. And they're like, you want to know what? I've never actually seen anybody who's happy in a marriage. You know what? Married people be cheating too. What you guys are trying to do is you're trying to shit on the finish line so that people won't judge you for not getting past it. So if you make the finish line a bad place, or you make the finish line somewhere where you really don't actually even want to be at the end of the day, then that way nobody will really care if you got past it or not? Because you already said, who cares if I get it?
I'm 42. Majority of the people around me are married.
Oh, you 42? Okay,
yeah.
what, are you 42?
From family all the way down to friends are married.
Yeah.
I am on the biggest relationship live podcast now, Tonight's Conversation.
Yes.
Okay.
And
Shouts out to that.
I have my talk show, True Talks. I've been doing this a long time. You know, I co-produce a whole show around relationship, Teen on Family Reunion, the #1 show on MTV. When I take all that in collective, married people are sleeping with other married people. Married people are sleeping with single people. And majority of the single people are being pursued by married people. And so I said majority, not all. There are very happy marriages. There are very, very faithful marriages, very, very, very marriages that are infidelity. Not infidelity, but infidelity. So it's not my clients per se, because my clients give me hope.
Okay.
My clients actually, I admire them because they're coming to session and they're wanting to work on it.
They're putting in the work.
Come on, they're putting in work.
Yeah.
They want to be there. They're not only investing their money, their time, they're crying, they're reshaping, they're doing the work. And you can see them want it so bad. That part, that part turns me on about marriage. That part is like, that's the work. You know, that's the love. That's the part that's exciting, that, you know, two people who really want each other, not codependently need each other, but they want to do this.
You're very articulate.
Well, I think what your problem is you're making marriage far too emotional and far too juvenile. And this is exactly why marriage isn't doing well in the Black community. I think it's because Black people think that marriage is about a vibe and being happy every single day of the thing. And that's not really how successful marriages work. The marriages that built your families up, everybody in those marriages weren't happy every day. That's the truth. That's the truth. That's why women went to nail salons and they hung out a little bit longer just to get a little bit of gossip off, things that they can't do around their man. Men hung around barbershops just a little bit longer just to say a few things that they can't even really say at home. There's no such thing as just 100% happiness and fulfillment. That's not real. I think when you're searching for 100% fulfillment in a relationship, it's almost doomed from the start.
And you're very, very strong. Do you feel like in your relationships that comes into your relationship and can be a hindrance to like communication? Because with you being an expert, it can be intimidating to a man who is just trying to be
a damn man.
Yeah, trying to be a man and trying to have a conversation with his woman, but then you come in talking about, you know, analyzing him.
I come in clinical, like,
you clinical,
gaslighting. Let's dissect that,
exactly.
unpack that, onion peel that.
You're like, I'm out of here. I'm gone.
I'm out of here so quick.
Right. So do you do that? Do you feel like you've ever had that issue where you start to
without knowing it?
Like, yeah.
So if I don't know, then I wouldn't know. But
I'm saying from past experience.
Meaning like, if I didn't know I was doing it, then I didn't know. But from my awareness, no. From my awareness, no.
Okay.
And interesting enough, when I've had men who I'm dating go, I know you're not at work, but I want to ask you. I'm like, because I'm not at work. And I'm a hybrid, right? So Dr. Bryant is an intellect and is a analyst and is a psychology expert. And when my doctor hat is on, I am completely like tapped in, tuned in, and all the way into you guys's like pain. I'm like, I'm in it with you. I'm not on the opposite side of this couch. Like when we're in session, I'm literally in this with you. And I am feeling and moving and I'm so invested, right? But when I am not with my clients and I'm not in my profession, I am just a woman trying to be a woman. So if anything, I would say that what I don't like is men will come in, not often, not all the time, but sometimes and be like, but you're a therapist, you should know. The fuck?
Really?
I'm a woman, I'm dating you. I want to have a relationship. I'm trying to have a regular conversation. So maybe I'm not as articulate during dinner. Maybe I'm not using big terms. I'm not using clinical terms. Maybe I may say something like, that's some bullshit in that tone, right? Like, oh my God, I love that. You may get that more out of me. You may get like, hey daddy, are you hungry? You may not get, hi, did you eat at 12 p.m.? Because, you know, clinically, if you don't eat past, come on, like we're not doing that, right?
Why don't you think of me as your mom right now? And mama says, clean it up!
I'll tell you when she does it. She's gonna do it when you're in an argument with her, fellas. That's when she's gonna do it. She's gonna do it when you're in an argument with her and she thinks that she has you dead to rights, then she's gonna put her therapist hat on and so on and so forth. She's gonna use it when she's trying to manipulate situations, so on and so forth. I think a lot of therapist women make really, really bad wives and girlfriends a lot of the times. Not all, but I've seen some horror stories because it's what they assume to know. It's like, it's no different than the modern woman logic in itself. Just extract the pathology. Because of the education that they have, they believe that they know more than they actually know, which can actually make them behave and make mistakes in the dating market. Instead of just listening to men, they're more functioning on their own understanding of who they believe the guy is, or based off of their research or whatever.
Is when they see Cheyanne come out, they're like, oh shit.
Yeah.
I love it here.
Yeah.
I love it here.
Yeah.
But when I am held to be at this very intellectual standard of being a doctor, I'm turned off because I don't want to be that.
Now you see now, you done fucked up, you know that, don't you?
Now, you said even you're turned off when you're this like doctor version of yourself or whatever. Understand that that's how men feel all the time about a woman in her career and what she earns. I don't care about the guys who might have acted like they cared about it just to get in your good graces. Generally speaking, guys don't care about your money. And you just said yourself, that doesn't sound attractive to you, right? Putting yourself in the position of a man, that doesn't sound attractive, right? So, since you already understand that in totality, we don't care about what you earn. We don't care about your income. We don't have utility for it. There is no use for your money in the dynamic. We're gonna end up paying the bills at the end of the day. We're gonna be expected to fund the majority of the trips, all of our excursions, all of our savings. Nobody's looking to you to do anything with your money. That's why it lacks significance in the vetting process.
Mature people to communicate, and we made sure that relationship ended peacefully and with maturity. Nobody was upset because no one drugged nobody on.
So right now, you want a man that has no kids, that is high value, and that has all the things that you feel like you need and can provide. He can provide those for you. And I'm just wondering, like, is there a big pool of men like that? Because I just feel like
there is.
No kids, high value.
There's a big pool of men and women
high
like
functioning.
Okay, ma'am. Well, if there's a big pool of them, you're pretty damn visible. You've gone viral on like 2 or 3 platforms. Do you think that it's hard for them to get in contact with you? Do you think that it would be difficult for them to get in contact with you, Miss Cheyanne Bryant? Do you believe that? I don't believe that. I think that all those guys you speak of, they know exactly who you are. Why do you think that they're not reaching out and saying, hey, Dr. Cheyanne, you want to come out? I got a plane ticket. I just want to get to know you. Maybe we can have some coffee. Maybe see where it goes. You know, I think I fit the profile of what you described you look for in a man. Let's see what we can do. Why hasn't that happened, Dr. Cheyanne? Why hasn't that happened? I'll tell you why it hasn't happened. It's because you don't qualify. Okay? You don't qualify.
My dog died alone.
You know, and you're not even qualified. Definitely not.
You've convinced yourselves of some truths that are to the contrary, but it doesn't change that good old objective reality that exists.
You can't handle the truth.
There's not a pool of a perfect man. You're describing a perfect man.
Yeah. But it sounds like that's what you want, though.
Yeah, like,
what do you want?
No, I don't want a perfect man. A perfect man is dehumanized, and he's a robot. I don't need someone I can control or push buttons to.
Do you have a type?
I do.
What's your type?
I do. I have a type. A man's man, a hybrid, meaning he knows how to be in his masculine energy, but also his feminine energy. He's a hybrid. He has balance within himself. A man who knows how to submit and love, but also has backbone, knows how to stand up to what he believes is respectful for him and his values, meaning he's very gentle to me in my strong voice and my strong opinion and my powerhouse woman I am. But he also is not so intimidated that he won't say, hold on, baby, hold on. I hear you, and I love that you're strong, but can we kind of like pipe down a little bit, but in a way that's loving and still respectful, so that I receive it and I go, my man has spoken.
Oh, it's got to be loving. It's got to be respectful in a way that she can receive it.
But he's not so intimidated. Where he's like, I just got to let her go balls to the walls because you know, and you get a lot of men who are that dude to a lot of women, and they run into the right woman, and all that dude goes out the window because they don't want to lose her or rub her the wrong way. And I've experienced that a lot of times. Or a man who says, to your point, says, she's so strong, I don't want to buck. I don't want to. And it's not bucking, it's, can you facilitate me? And facilitate me means, can you check me in a safe space?
Yeah.
Not can you disempower me. Can you check me in a safe space? See, a powerful woman, we enjoy being checked as long as it's safe.
How do we have to check you the way you desire to be checked? And this is very reflective of how you women handle these dating and relationship conversations as a whole. You say, oh, well, there's some truth to a lot of the things that you guys have to say. And we would listen, but it's the way a lot of you guys say it. It's the way you say it. It's how y'all express it that make us think y'all hate y'all mama and that y'all gay. It's the same ad hominem attacks when we could just do this like adults.
As long as it's honoring. You can honor me and realign me at the same time if you are a man's man. A real alpha man isn't a man who's overpowering. It isn't a man who's controlling and running stuff and it's his way. That is called narcissistic. A real...
Wait a second. Control of his household is narcissistic? See, we got to be careful who we call a therapist out here in these streets. Where did she get her degree? Like, that's just why all therapists are not deemed competent in my eyes. I don't believe everybody who holds the title of a therapist knows what they're talking about. And I'm tired of you modern day hyenas thinking that you get to redefine what it means to be a man just because you feel some type of way. You don't get to determine what an alpha guy is, or to say, oh, if you talk to me nicely, that actually makes you a real guy. That actually makes you a real man because you can talk to me sweet and you can actually check me and put me in my place without having to make me feel bad. You're not a little girl. You're a woman and you can be talked to abrasive. How come when your white boss tell you to shut the hell up, you're okay with it and you don't go to your locker and cry? You just deal with it. You might even be mad at him, but you're not ready to break down. You're not willing to question his sexuality. You just listen to your white supervisor. But it's funny, when talking about black men in these scenarios and whatever, it's like we're fighting for just the smallest a bit of admiration or to be respected by our women. She does a good job of like putting on display why older post-war career women do the worst in the dating market. And probably when they look better, they do even worse. When they're fine and got a career, they have a little bit more wiggle room to play. There's always a guy around giving them some attention to make them think tomorrow or last forever. And the next thing you know, they're investing in cat food and they're by themselves and they're stacking newspapers in their house to the ceiling and they're on hoarders and they smell and the kids that they do have are crying and are like, we'll clean this shit up. We all know how this goes. Hit the subscribe button on your way out of the room. Also, hit the notification bell so you'll be notified every single time we post content just like this. It's DOESN Lexy. See you on the next one.